What is going on, guys? So it is the Friday before Mud Jam, which I don't think we're gonna go to, but we were gonna go to it. It's just in like 4 days or whatever, and I thought it'd be a great time to go ahead and change my oil after taking a break on this thing, and so that's what I'm doing. Change the oil with or without another thing or two. Basically, just the thing felt sluggish. It just felt sluggish. Things got probably, I think, 2,100 miles on it, 1,800 to 2,100 miles. So it needed a top end. Like, it would go, but it just didn't have anything like past half throttle. Thing would idle perfect. It would run perfect, never skip a beat, but it just felt gutless. And so I kind of checked the compression ratio. I had 98 psi in the I guess rear cylinder and 120 in the front cylinder, which minimum is about like 150, 153, something like that. So it definitely needed a top end. And going through it, that is the coolant that came out of it. If you look down in the engine, it's green. It looks fine, but then that's what it spewed out. So I'm not 100% sure if I did not actually put some yellow antifreeze in there or if I have a blown head gasket and it leaked a little bit of oil in there. I don't really think it's oil because it looks like that. It's not milky, but it is definitely a different color. It's not green. I usually use the Peak Long Life 50/50 in there, and that's not Peak Long Life 50/50. But I always said that this is actually the original motor. It's the original transmission. I've never been into it, so that's why I'm not too pissed about being able to get in there. My original plans to get in this thing was going to be a whole lot more than what it is, but like I said, I've got 2 days, and I still got to get that one ready, and I've got to get that one ready to go to Mud Jam coming up. So we're just throwing a quick top end on it, be done. And of course, to do that, I went to Wiseco and got a set of their 11:1 high compression piston ratio. So that's what I'm putting in there. I ran this kit in multiple bikes. That's actually what I've got in the Sportsman. I love it. It works great. It does good. So the main thing the head gasket though, it doesn't look to be blown unless somebody can kind of see that. Shining the light there. I'm not seeing any kind of blown head gasket, but it being a crushed gasket, it's possible. But I'm not really seeing anything right off the bat. The valves, and okay, so the only oil I've ever ran this thing to has been Mobil 1 or the Rotella T6, and that is what I give this thing to be in such great shape after all these times. I've never sunk it. I've never gotten close. I change my air filter regularly, so I haven't dusted it. And look at these valve seats. The valve seats all the way around are perfect. I mean, I'm still definitely going to clean them up, but there's no anything. I mean, even newer engines than this, I've never seen it that great. All the seats look fantastic. I mean, I couldn't be more pleased with it. The only thing I am seeing is this right here, which is just making me think valve seals. We got new valve seals I'm going to go pick up tomorrow. Change out valve seals. Of course, I'm going to soda blast this whole head, make this whole head look brand new. The cylinder itself, these cylinders are nickel-sealed, so you can't do anything with it. There is no lip. No lip at all. I mean, I've seen so many with way less miles have so much more of a lip than what I'm feeling here. So cylinders are good. Valves are good. Headwork is good. I think just my valve seals kind of let go. And possibly a blown head gasket. The only reason I say a blown head gasket also is because my two spark plugs, the rear cylinder, sorry, the rear cylinder was that one right here, and it looks a little bit wet and kind of built up. They're both burning fine. All the valves on the back side, not that much buildup. So like you guys saw that last Razor 800 that I built, it was the famous Razor, right? And then that thing looked terrible. I couldn't be more happier. Anyways, with that said, motor's getting done. Also throwing in a new steering rack. The steering rack on that one has got some pretty bad play, so just wearing out. It's the Super ATV Rack Boss. Not too happy with it. I've had the Super ATV one before that, before the Rack Boss even came out. Upgraded the Rack Boss, same results, just don't hold up. So going with that one and throw it in there, be good. Hopefully I get some of my power back, and then hopefully we'll get something else. Let's stay tuned and pull apart this head a little bit more. So apparently we are going riding this weekend, this Friday, out to a run, even though it's a flood jam. Things completely underwater, but we all took off for this ride. So we're going to go ride. But I got the head and everything just quickly assembled again. Head cleaned up perfectly. All the valves lapped it up just perfectly. I mean, I didn't have to do much. Just a nice little something. New valve seals, just 2 on the intakes. Kind of soda blasted the head a little bit. Everything cleaned up, super nice. Already put the pistons in. I mean, you guys seen this on multiple different videos of mine, just the 11-to-1 high compression ratio pistons, new gaskets. Love this setup. I'm gonna go ahead and slap on the head, all the torque specs, same as always. See how well it runs. And just a little shot to see if the inside of the airbox was dusted or not. I'm not even exactly sure how many rides this is. I mean, it's been, I don't know, over a year probably. Airbox never had water in it. I mean, there's dust, yes, of course. There's oil, yes, of course. The air filter looks good. The inside of it does not appear to be dusted. Put a nice grease around there. Just run the OEM players. Air filter works good. Inside the tube, pretty clean. So I don't think it was dusted. The compression ratio is up there now. We'll give it a final test on the compression, PSI numbers and everything, but this is going to get all cleaned out. New air filter and re-siliconed. Okay, so I got the rack out of the 800 here, and just to give you a little idea of what was going on. This rack, I was very disappointed in. You can see there that pinion's just moving up and down as it goes back and forth. This bearing just let go. So just filled with mud and water, everything. I'm gonna reuse these because these all still spin fine and everything. The grease was good in that, although it was kind of filled with mud, but it works. Everything's still tight. So I'm gonna repack that with grease, repack the boots. But I mean, just every bearing. And this isn't even that old. But I mean, you can make your housing bigger, you can make whatever bigger. It doesn't matter. If it doesn't hold up, it's not good. Anyway, so get rid of this piece of junk and put in another piece of junk. Might as well go ahead and throw a new pair of tires on the old Razor here. Thing rips now, so the only thing I didn't like about it was how rough the tires I had on there was. The tires I was running was the 30-inch Mega Mayhems, right, or Monster Mayhems, which they only come in 30s. But for some reason, I don't remember them being that rough, but man, they were rough. So I got 30-inch by 10 by 14 on the right, 31 by 8.5 by 14 on the left here. They are the Motohavoks with the IF. See, Motohavoks, due to the flat profile that they have, and I didn't want to kind of get BKTs because none of the sizes really fit. I really like all my wheels. I've got the beadlock wheels on everything I've got. So the beadlocks, I can just change them here. And that's kind of what I wanted to stick with. And once again, I don't want to go crazy. I don't want 35s, 37s, even 34s or anything like that. The 800 is still just an 800. I'm not going crazy with it. So I figured a set of these 31s. I heard good reviews about them. Also got a killer deal on these tires. So that's why I went with them. I'll be able to sell these and pretty much only have 200 or 300 into these Motohavoks for the deal that I got. So definitely worth a try. They should be way smoother due to that flat profile. With these, it was just bouncing in between every one of these lugs. Just wasn't very fun. So got the scale that came with the house. Let's see. I mean, I think these were 40 something tire. Right there you can see about 43. And then I'll do a whole tire and wheel setup. And then on. About 40, 39, 38. Actually, what's it? Yeah. So, I mean, I guess they're a little bit heavier. It's still below the Terminators I had, and like I said, now that I got the power back that I should have had a long time ago, they're ready to go. So I got 3 of the 4 mounted up, and with the beadlocks, like I said, it's just very simple. Had to just go Harbor Freight there and get that little tool. Tool's working great, just to bust that back bead real quick. And yeah, let's get the last one set. I'm running 11 pounds all around. Maybe bump it up a little bit more, but Got a little bit more ground clearance out of it. So let's finish this up. Just doing a little bit of testing and riding on the new tires there. Top end's doing good. High compression. Those tires are super smooth. I'm loving them. Way smoother than those Monster Mayhems I had. They pull really good too. There's a little bit of rut. So I mean, still for having a non-high output 800 motor, the thing is doing really good. And like I said, the CVT tech is back in there, so belt grab and go is really good.